Clay Holmes also pitched a scoreless inning as his strong 2019 season continues. Maybe, just maybe, the Pirate bullpen has finally turned a corner. If it has, this would go a long way toward the Pirates working their way back to a .500 record. The Pittsburgh Pirates came to agreements with 2 more members of their 2019 draft class on Wednesday. After making 2 more signings on Wednesday, the Pittsburgh Pirates have now signed 31 of the 42 members of their 2019 draft class. 2 of the remaining unsigned players, Vanderbilt shortstop Ethan Paul and Florida State pitcher J.C. Flowers, are still playing in the College World Series. The deadline to sign players is July 12th. One of the 2 players signed on Wednesday was 11th round pick Jace Bowen. The Pirates selected Bowen out of Toledo Central Catholic High School in Toledo, Ohio. Bowen is an excellent athlete who spurned a letter of intent to play both football and baseball at Michigan State by signing with the Pirates. Bowen, an outfielder and a shortstop, finished his high school career with a .393 batting average and a .514 slugging percentage. He both bats and throws right-handed and is a great athlete, as evident by him being one of the top wide receiver prospects in the Midwest in the 2019 recruiting cycle. Had Bowen not been signed to play 2 sports with the Spartans, odds are he would have gone higher in the draft. In addition to Bowen, the Pirates also signed Ryan Harbin on Wednesday. Harbin was the team's 17th round draft pick. Harbin is a right-handed pitcher from Bartow High School in Bartow, Florida. According to Perfect Game, his fastball velocity ranks in the 87th percentile among high school pitchers. Harbin posted a 2.74 ERA and averaged 9.4 strikeouts per 9 as a senior in high school. Harbin's received a $397,500 signing bonus from the Pirates. This was an overslot value, which shows how highly the Bucs think of the 17-year-old pitcher. In addition to signing 31 of their 42 picks, the team has signed 17 of their top 20 picks. 2 of the top 20 picks that remain unsigned are Paul and Flowers, both of whom are likely to sign after their team's runs end and the College World Series come to an end. I believe Florida State lost in the College World Series, so J.C. Flowers should be signing in a relative short time. Let me take a look at J.C. Flowers and the college baseball and how that's all going. I apologize for not having this ready yet. So, last night I saw it on SportsCenter this morning. So Florida State lost yesterday. Florida State's head coach of 40 years, Mike Martin, gave an impassioned speech on his way out. So J.C. Flowers should be signed with the Pirates any day now. And Ethan Paul and the Vanderbilt Commodores beat Louisville last night, I believe, by a score of 3-2. So they'll be moving on. So expect Ethan Paul to sign soon. And I believe Jake Snyder is at Louisville. I'm not sure if he is signed yet or if he's even allowed to be signed. But if he hasn't, expect him as well. So we've got Flowers and Paul, who are 2 big guys. The Pirates, they drafted Ethan Paul last year, and he was able to be drafted again this year. And he's a shortstop from Vanderbilt. The Pirates now have a very deep crop of shortstops. And you look at Cole Tucker, who's still considered a prospect in AAA, and then behind him you have O'Neal Cruz, who we got in the Tony Watson trade. And moving further down the line, you get guys like Steven Alamace, Zach Cohn, a draft pick last season, Ji Hwang Bae as well. So the Pirates have a deep shortstop future, and Ethan Paul's just going to add to that. And then J.C. Flowers is a 2-way player. The Pirates listed him as a pitcher, and I believe they're going to want him to continue as a pitcher in the future. But I also like that pick as well, so it'd be nice to get both Paul and Flowers, both top 20 picks. That's the top half of the draft. Expect them to sign in relative short order, especially Flowers, as Florida State was just eliminated from the College World Series. In regards to Ryan Harbin, I really like the fact that the Pirates signed this guy. Usually you don't see 17th round draft picks out of high school signed. I'm not sure Ryan Harbin was committed to play college ball, but I'm very happy that he signed. And obviously, the Pirates are happy that he signed as well, so they gave him an above-slot value, signing for roughly $400,000, the exact value being $397,500. Ryan Harbin has that 2.74 ERA in high school, averaging 9.4 strikeouts per 9. Now, obviously, high school ball is drastically different to pro ball, so you don't want to take too much stock in the high school numbers. I mean, obviously, if you're getting drafted out of high school, you're going to have elite high school numbers. But the percentile of his fastball, 87th percentile, is really what excites me. Now, whether he continues his career with the Pirates as a hard-throwing starter or a hard-throwing reliever, it's really going to depend how he progresses in the system. I don't think that you can sort of peg him as either or right now. I believe he's going to start his career as a starter, but, I mean, several dominant relievers, and really all relievers, were failed starters. Rarely do you get a guy such as Grant Ford, for example, the Pirates drafted in the 5th round from Nevada, that is strictly a reliever that's going to be a reliever from the second they get to pro ball. Generally, you're going to look to guys to be starters, and Ryan Harbin is that. Jace Bowen, we're gonna try to get him on the show. I've been talking to him a little bit, so we're gonna try to get him on the show next week. And I was so pumped up when I found out that Jace Bowen signed. He was at the Pirate game on Wednesday night, I believe, either Tuesday or Wednesday, one of the 2 games against the Tigers. And right when we saw that, we knew Mr. Bowen was officially a Pirate, and I was kind of surprised. I mean, this guy had a 2-sport commitment from Michigan State, prestigious university. Not only play football, but play baseball as well. And again, if he didn't have that commitment to Michigan State, odds are the Pirates would have never selected him, and he would have been earlier in the draft. Love Jace Bowen. And really, when we took him with our first pick on the 3rd day of the draft, it was kind of like, okay, you know, this is the 3rd day of the draft, and especially those first couple rounds are the rounds where you can take chances with players, where high schoolers fall down, really good high school ball players fall down because they have either commitments to big schools, such as Jace Bowen, or they fall, so like Ryan Harbin in the 17th round, which is a nice signing to get as well. And Jace Bowen, he comes out of Toledo Central Catholic High School in Toledo, Ohio. Obviously an excellent athlete. The Pirates like those athletes, those 2-sport guys, and they drafted a lot of them in the 2019 draft. Guys that, you know, aren't just good baseball players, but are good athletes in general that can play 2 sports, that can play 2 positions, such as J.C. Flowers. And Jace Bowen, I believe, he's going to make his way to Pittsburgh one day, and I really hope we can have an opportunity to sit down and have a discussion with him, because, you know, just texting with him, going back and forth, he seems like a really great guy, and I'm so excited to be able to get to talk to him and, you know, see what he thinks what type of player he is. He, in high school, was an outfielder and a shortstop, and obviously this guy's super athlete. And at the high school level, you know, the best athlete generally plays shortstop. Probably, I would guess, center fielder. His high school numbers were ridiculous, a 393 average, 514 slugging. And again, you don't take too much stock in the high school numbers because, as I said with Ryan Harbin, I mean, obviously you're going to tear up in high school if you're getting drafted as a high school ball player. And again, if Bowen had not been signed by the Spartans, if he did not have that commitment to not only play baseball but play football, top-rated Midwest wide receiver in the 2019 recruiting cycle, he would have been drafted higher, no doubt. I mean, he was going to be a day 2 guy, borderline day 1. That's how good Jace Bowen is. Huge steal in this draft. And in the MLB draft, it's all about taking those risks. It's all about, hey, can we sign this guy? And the Pirates and Neil Huntington felt confident that they were going to be able to sign this guy, and they got him. So good work, and really an overall great draft. We signed 31 of the 42. It's going to be 33 of the 42 in the coming days, 19 of the top 20, and that's all you can ask for, really. It's been a great draft, and really, we've been covering the draft for a long time now, and I'm sorry if you guys are getting a little bit tired of it, but it's a huge part for a small market team like the Pittsburgh Pirates. Like, our future is literally built through this draft, built through guys like Jace Bowen, built through guys like Ryan Harbin, and finding those diamonds in the rough in day 3. And obviously hitting on the early draft picks, but if we can find diamonds in the rough, such as we found with Montana DeRappo, Jeff Hartlieb, and yes, these guys haven't dominated the big league level yet, but diamonds can be found this late, and I believe Bowen and Harbin are going to have very successful careers. And we're going to try to get Bowen on the show this coming Saturday, so stay tuned for more info as we keep trying to get Jace Bowen here on the show. One of the Pittsburgh Pirates' injured starting pitchers will begin their rehab assignment over the weekend. This season, Jordan Lyles has been a pleasant surprise for the Pittsburgh Pirates. After being signed to a one-year deal in the offseason, Lyles has posted a 3.64 ERA and a 3.65 FIP in 64 and a third innings pitched across 12 starts. Unfortunately, injuries have plagued Lyles this season. After starting the season on the injured list due to a blister issue toward the end of spring training, he was placed in the IL again with a hamstring issue on June 10th. Originally, there was some thought that Lyles may return to the Pirate rotation on Sunday. Instead, he'll make a rehab start on Sunday while lefty Steven Brault toes the rubber for the Pirates. This start is one that Brault has earned. Dating back to May 18th, Brault has pitched in 6 games, with 4 of them being starts. In these 6 outings, he has posted a 2.05 ERA and a 3.82 FIP in 30 and 2/3 innings pitched. Brault is currently on the best stretch of his career. In his last 2 starts, he's allowed 4 runs in 12 and a third innings of work. This includes pitching a career-high 6 and a third innings 2 starts ago against the Milwaukee Brewers. It is also a smart move to get a starting pitcher on a rehab start wherever you can. Chris Archer did not make a rehab start when returning from the IL earlier this season, and this led to him struggling immensely in his first 2 starts after returning. In his final 3 starts before going to the IL, Lyles struggled to a tune of a 6.92 ERA and a 5.78 FIP in 13 innings pitched. In the first of these 3 games, Lyles exited early due to hamstring tightness, so it is not unreasonable to believe his struggles in these 3 starts were due to his hamstring. If all goes well for Lyles, then he should return to the Pirate rotation on the next road trip, most likely in Milwaukee next weekend. Hopefully Lyles' rehab start on Sunday goes off without a hitch. Getting Lyles back would be a big boost for a struggling Pirate starting rotation. And Joe Musgrove's start last night could be big in sort of stabilizing this rotation and getting Trevor Williams back as well too. Although he did not pitch well on Wednesday, getting Trevor Williams back is very important, and getting Lyles back as well is important too. And if we're just going to take a look at sort of what should the Pirates' focus be for the rest of 2019, right? Because we're sitting in 5th place in the NL Central, but only 6.5 games back of the first place Cubs. We're the 3rd worst team in the National League, but only 5 games back of the 2nd National League wildcard spot, and we're sort of stuck in the worst possible position you could be in baseball, where this team right now, they have all the pieces to do it, and we believe that we can do it. Just need to get healthy, get some pieces going, get the rotation together, healthy, and back to being what this Pirates rotation is capable of being. But at the end of the day, we're still in last place and still the 3rd worst team in the National League. Only 6.5 games back of first, only 5 games back to the wild card spot. And today's only game 75. So we're not even halfway through the season yet. It's a tough situation, and it's tough for me too. And my personal belief is sort of, first, it's tough because I believe that the Pirates should honestly go out there and they should fire Clint Hurdle. His time, I believe, is numbered in Pittsburgh, and the guy that I think they should give the interim job basis to is Pirates AAA manager Brian Esposito. I think he's done a great job at Indy, and I believe he deserves a chance. Now, a lot of people are clamoring for Tom Prince, maybe a Joe Girardi, but I think you give Brian Esposito a shot at the manager's position, and you take it from there and you see what you can get from him. You see what you can get from Esposito. And then if that doesn't work out, then you can certainly move on in the offseason, and you can maybe go get a Joe Girardi or promote a Tom Prince. You can do something like that. But Esposito is young and exciting and sort of the new wave style of managers that we've been seeing with Chris Woodward in Texas, David Bell in Cincinnati, Mickey Callaway in New York, the Minnesota Twins manager, he's young as well. So sort of this new wave of young managers, and Brian Esposito definitely fits that bill. If I can pull up his age here, we can see how young Brian Esposito is and how he definitely has room to grow. Brian Esposito is only 40 years old. Sort of his pedigree, he was a professional baseball catcher. He appeared in 3 games in the major leagues and brief stints with the Cardinals and the Astros. He never recorded a hit, but still, he's been our AAA affiliate since 2018. And in that time, he has a 306 and 262 record over 5 years of managing minor league baseball. So a lot of that, again, is due to talent, but I think Esposito would make a good